All right, everybody, welcome to the Studying Brew, episode 895 on this beautiful Wednesday evening. We are going to have free content Wednesday. Tonight, we are going over what, Brandy?
Account registrations.
You got to make sure those accounts are registered, right?
Yes.
Wow, a lot of delay on that one. If they're not registered, then they're not legit. We're going to find out what all that is about tonight for free. Because tonight it is our free session. It is a night we learn just a little bit of that free content that we give out. If you like this, guys, we got a whole paid program. We got all kinds of videos that we have in our archives, all there for you guys for the taking. Probably thousands of hours. I don't know. I haven't counted it all up.
I was on Patreon and it said 4,415 posts.
Yeah. Not all of those are videos, but yeah, so we got probably well over 1,000 hours worth of videos, I'm sure, on content and whatnot. But if you're joining us on YouTube, make sure to subscribe and go ahead and get that notification. We give these things out for free. We had somebody reach out to me today for that been following us on YouTube, and they're really excited about our test taking techniques and how we do this thing and how we break it down. But tonight is not about the techniques. Tonight's about the content. But first, before we get into it, my name is Andy. I'm the guy that runs the back office over here at KonaButterflyz, answer all the phone calls, text messages, get to write little notes on stickies. But that's as far as I go with my job, because you know why? You guys are all here for Brandy. She's got her Series 6, 63, 26, 65, and her Series 7, which makes her more than qualified to teach you all the things you need to know. And tonight, she's going to dive into the content. And tonight, we're going to talk about those account registrations. But more importantly, guys, look, there's a lot of content out there. A lot, right? There's a lot. And sometimes when you're going through this, especially if you're like studying the 65, it's like, you know, that book, you know, for most people, that LEMs or whatever they call them, they're like, what are they like? It's almost the size of War and Peace. You know what I mean? It's a lot. It's a lot, right? And you're just like, oh my goodness, like just, it can't be all tested. You know what I mean? Like if I could just have a nice fast track through the content, that would help out a lot. Because, you know, as I'm only speaking for myself, but as I get older, I feel like the storage in my head gets a little bit smaller. I got a lot more things to remember, right? I got a lifetime more of stuff. So I need a little bit more simplified. So tonight we try to go with a more simplified way. We talk about keywords and keyword connections, really just looking for that stuff. And tonight we're going to dive into those keywords and what all that is in a simplified way of learning this content. And I know that we talked to somebody today. They were talking about how they were following us on YouTube, and they went for their 9th time on in an attempt, and they did not pass. And they have not signed up with us yet. But they were like, not, you know, I'm just, you made some great points about like, you know, you can't let these exams define you. You can't let just the fail notice define you. And I know we don't like to say the word the F word around here, and I'm not talking about the F word that I love to say off camera. I'm talking about fail.
The other F word.
The other F word. Guys, so many times we see that on the screen and we start attaching it to our personality. We start attaching it to, we think we need to attach that to who we are. That is not who you are. You are not a failure. It's just not a failed attempt. It's just a failed attempt, right?
Mm-hmm.
It just means I got to do it again. Right? It just didn't work out this time. That's what that means. It doesn't mean failure as a person. The only time you really fail at anything is when you stop attempting.
Yeah.
That's when you fail. Honestly, is when you stop. When you stop trying and you give up, and I'm not just talking about exams, just anything, that's when you fail. But that's not a person of failure.
Right.
And if you have failed at things before, or you felt like you were a failure before tonight, before these words have hit you, that was then, this is now. Now we work towards the present and we move forward. You can't let the past define you, good or bad. What was yesterday was yesterday. It's the next hour that defines the next hour. What I do in my actions is what I am. Do you understand? If I'm moving forward, I'm doing all the right things. If I'm working towards getting in shape, I might not drop 100 pounds overnight. I might not be able to run a marathon tomorrow. But today I went and I walk for a mile. Guess what? That was more than I did yesterday. It's just one small step. And when you get overwhelmed, and by the way, I do more than that. I don't want to, it's a minor brag, but I do at least 3 miles a day. So, but I'm just saying, is that one point in my life, I could only go 15 minutes. I could only walk 15 minutes without like dying. Guys, I was at 400 pounds almost. I'm saying is that when it feels like you have a long ways to go, the best way to do it, the best method of anything is just look at the next dang step. Just look at the next dang step. And if I fall down off the curb and I fall right on my butt, you get right back up again and you take the next step. We were much better at it as toddlers than we are as adults. Thank goodness we don't have the same brain we have now when we were toddlers, or we'd be a whole world of crawlers, because there's a lot of people who refuse to get up if they fall one time. Oh, that's dangerous. That walking's dangerous. Do you know how many people hit their head on and could potentially die if they learn how to walk?
This just ain't for me.
Good grief. It's paralyzing sometimes the way we talk as adults, right?
Yes.
So as we move forward, don't get paralyzed. Just keep going. Just keep going. Just keep moving. Stay positive. We like to say around here, keep that PMA, positive mental attitude. So let's get on to that free content. Let's get on to the lesson. Let's get that reminder. Today we didn't have live sessions. Tomorrow we will be back at it. We're going to be in the academy. We're going to be in the 6. We're going to have something for the 63. Guys, we're going to be talking about quizzes, and we're going to be talking about your questions, your answers. If you have not joined us yet for all the stuff that we do, it's simple. Scan the QR code, hit the links in the chat if you're on here live. If you're watching us on YouTube, I do have that link set up right there, so that way you guys can get that. But you can also scan that QR code and you can get into it. We got the 21-day plan. We got the academy. Someone hit me up today. They're like, hey, I think I should have waited to the beginning of the month. I'm like, why are you delaying your goals? Why? The 21-day plan, you can start it tomorrow. 21 days from now, you can be done.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things like stop smoking. Why are you going to wait till like next week to stop smoking when you can do it now?
Mm-hmm.
It's never too late to start a new habit and a great habit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's begin now. Get it done. Rock it out, man. Study guides available for the SIE, the 6, 63. We got something for the 26. We got the Kona message board. We got the Kona community. That's where you can leave questions, ask questions, get all that stuff. Guys, if you ever wonder where we get the topics for Wednesdays, that's where it comes from. People leave questions over there. We're like, well, that's where we need to post. That's where we need to go. 951-290-3077. That's the phone number. Call or text. Leave me a message. We're also on Instagram and Telegram. All right, we got that reminder. Like I said, tomorrow we got the Kona Academy, 9:30 a.m. Pacific. Check those local listings to get in on that. Tomorrow is just question and answer, though. Yeah. We are just looking at those questions left on that Discord and answering them. So it's a great way to get in a nice little tutoring session. And if you're already doing a tutoring session, because small group is happening tomorrow, small group tutoring for the SIE and 6 and the 63, guys, you get an extra hour. That's 2 hours. If you use it wisely, be smart, post those questions.
Yeah, post questions.
I'm just saying it could be a really long SIE or it could be a very quick one.
Yep.
You're deciding. All right, ready to go?
Yes.
All right, Brandy, let's get into those accounts that need to be registered.
Yes. And guys, I actually did get this from the message board. It's somebody that posted on the series 26. So I'm answering the questions indirectly. The question that was posted. I'm like, that's a good topic, because a lot of times we talk about the accounts. Okay. So we talk about the account. I have an individual account. I have a joint account. What does this account for? What does that account for? Right.
That's so we're just talking about one account.
Well, let me put it in quotes. Sorry. That's how we refer to it.
Okay.
My joint account, my individual account, my brokerage account, my IRA. Does that make sense? It's how
so what you're saying is there could be more than one.
What I'm saying is that means nothing in legal terms.
Oh.
So what we're going to talk about is account registration, which is account registration talks about who owns it.
Okay.
Who has access to it.
So literally you're defining what an account means.
Yes.
Got it.
So who owns it, who has access to it, and the beneficiaries.
That is important. Who
This
does the account go to in case something happens, right?
Yes, and guys, the reason why we're talking about this is because starting in the SIE, right, we learn about the types of accounts, individual accounts, joint accounts, right? Then we talk about powers of attorney and what that means, and then we talk about beneficiaries. And a lot of times those overlap a little bit, or they get confused a little bit. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, the one thing I want to do really quick, and I started doing this on the academy, and I want to do this here, is that nowhere ever in any study material I have ever seen is the definitions of what owner, access, and beneficiary means. Now, we could talk about it and we could say, oh, yeah, I know what an owner is. I know what access. I know what those words mean.
Oh, I know we got some Series 65 people on here and like, Brandy, this is so elementary.
Say that.
Brandy, I already passed these exams. I already know.
No, guys, I'm telling you, the way this information is presented in questions is often confused when you guys see it in multiple choice questions.
Got you.
Got it? Okay, so when you're the owner of an account, it's your account, you make the decisions, it's yours. Does that make sense? Like you get full control, full access, right?
I do what I want. It's my account.
Control, full access. Yes, if you want to withdraw everything, you can. You make all the decisions.
You don't want to know why? Because it's mine. I own it.
That's right.
I do what I want.
Now, guys, access is usually it's usually like a third party that's on behalf of the owner.
So like somebody could be like, you know, I want you to do some trades for me. I want you to do this for me.
Yes, but it has to be communicated to the firm.
Right.
And either like, hey, by the way.
Well, I didn't think it was going to be some random dude you met on the corner.
No. But listen to this, guys. Just because we're married, we don't have access to each other's account.
Yeah, I'm not random.
I just say you don't have access to my account. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not random and I still don't have access.
No, and you're my spouse and you still don't have access to
my
account. That's what I'm trying to say, guys. So even if it's a Brandy account, Andy does not have access.
Better. It's for the better. Honestly, it's for the better.
But that's what I'm trying to say, that even spouses don't have access to the account unless given written permission.
Some of us know that we're impulsive.
Yes. Or it's legal, right? Or it's like a power of attorney situation or a trustee type of situation, right? Or it's simply this person has access to my account. And then last,
some of us have to pray to make sure that we stay out of our accounts. Lord, give me the strength to stay out of there, to go buy something that's impulsive.
Fine, go change your passwords. Beneficiary is after death. Now, this is where this part gets confusing, right? It's because for so many of us, the access person is also the beneficiary.
Sometimes it's not one and the same.
Sometimes it is the daughter has access to the account and the daughter is the beneficiary. So what we do, guys, is we constantly confuse the human with the title. Does that make sense? We confuse the human with the title, but it's the same person. Legally, on documentations, it's based on the title or the role of the title that matters.
What you talking about, Willis?
Just right there.
Like you're saying, like I could be the person that has access.
Mm-hmm.
I can manage it. I can do whatever you tell me I can do. Mm-hmm. But I might not be the one who actually gets whatever after death.
Correct.
And sometimes correct me if I'm right or wrong, because I know there's some people studying and I'll ask all the dumb questions. But I know that sometimes beneficiaries don't actually have to be a person sometimes, right?
It could be like a trust or a foundation, a church. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just like simply what I wrote in green, purple, and blue. Full control, third party, after death.
So if it's a different color, it could be three different people or entities.
It could be 3 different people, or it could be one. It could be the same human. It doesn't matter. We go by title, not by person.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Just trying to be clear.
No, I hear you. So we have individual.
Because I mean, it started to sound like you have an uncle who's also your brother for a minute there. Because you said sister something. I'm like, what?
Oh, I said
Your
sister.
daughter. Sorry.
Yeah, the daughter could be the access
I
person
just
and the beneficiary.
didn't know.
Okay. Joint.
Told
Okay.
you I was gonna say all the dumb things.
Yes. Gotcha. Individual, guys, means one owner. That's all that means. One owner. Now, a subdivision of that, we could have an individual TOD or a POD, but it's a TOD. And
Transfer on death.
it is a transfer on death. It is a transfer on death account.
Woohoo! 895 episodes, everybody.
Question. Does the person who's listed as the beneficiary have access to the account?
What did you just say?
Does the person listed as the beneficiary have access to the account?
No, not always.
No,
They have-
period. No.
Not unless they're listed as the same as the person that has access.
I swear I'm going to throw my pin at you right now. That is no. The beneficiary has no access to the account. The access person has access to the account.
See, guys, I told you I'd
See?
say all the things.
But you
See,
guys,
like some of you probably wanted to ask that, and you
Yes.
would have got a pin thrown at you. See, I'll
Yes.
take it.
exactly.
I'll take the.
But
pin.
guys, that's what gets confusing about this is we keep putting the human into the title, the human into the role, and going, but it's the same person. Okay, yeah, but that's not what the legal documents say.
So what you're saying is the question didn't say that.
Right. I'm talking about the beneficiary. That person receives the assets after death, period.
Got it.
Okay. Still get
Sally got it right for the record.
I know. Still subject to estate taxes. So even though we're not gonna go through the probate process, we're not gonna go through anything like that, you still could potentially get estate taxes. Okay. Joint account, 2+ adults.
They don't have to be married.
Nope. Don't need to be related. 2+ adults. Period. That's it. All have to sign everything.
Do they make you define what an adult is or no?
18 or over. Can you have a joint account with your kid?
Are they 18 and over?
Boom. There you go.
See, I'm not always dumb.
I don't think you're ever.
I just like to. I look, honestly, guys, I kid a lot, but seriously, sometimes I know that some of you are starting off and you have some of these questions. You can't wrap your brain around all this stuff because it sounds so confusing. It's overwhelming. You're like, okay, who's who? What? I don't get it. Like, I'm trying to fill in those blanks for you. I know I'm doing this 895 times. I know there's a lot of you got those kinds of questions, right?
Yes. So, guys, all parties have to sign the distribution. All parties have to get endorse the check. All parties have to get the suitability. Okay. On the joint account.
Makes sense, right? Everybody has to be suitable. Everybody has to sign it. Everybody's got to be, included in everything that's being a part of, right?
Yeah, because guys, otherwise it could get really shady over there if George is, hey man, we need to take $10,000 out of this account, and Agnes and Martha have no idea.
Wow, there's some names there.
I know. I did what you said, and you're trying to reach to names that aren't as common anymore.
Well, yeah, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Start using the name Bruce. Bruce is like, what? I didn't get into a joint account with you.
He's like, I would not. Okay, so here's the 3 most common type of joint accounts, right? So we're gonna keep it super simple, super duper uber simple. TIC is roommates, which means you're gonna take your stuff with you when you move.
TIC is not TIC. It is tenants in common.
Tenant. What?
Hey, 895 episodes.
Yes, tenants in common because they're roommates. Tenants in common. They're roommates. They're going to take their PlayStation with them. So that means it goes to their estate when they pass, when the one person passes. Joints with rights of survivorship is exactly what that sounds like. Joints with rights of survivorship.
I don't know why I look at it and I go, Jethro's? No, I'm just kidding.
I know. I'm like, what? But guys, that's exactly what it means. Guess what? It goes to the remaining parties, to the survivors. remaining parties. And tenancy, like you don't even need to know how to pronounce these words, guys. Tenancy by entirety is for married couples only.
Just got to read it and recognize it. Don't have to say it out loud in the exam.
No, you don't. You just have to click the buttons that match.
You just say it how you like to say it.
And before you ask, legally married couples,
Whatever that means.
whatever is recognized federally, period. That's how I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna leave it out like that.
Right.
Well, what about
We ain't getting into how abouts. We're on an
No.
exam here.
not
Federal recognized marriage.
Yes, a federally recognized union between
Sorry.
two people.
Period.
Right? So those are our 3 joint accounts.
Right.
Quick power. What time is it? Yeah. Powers of attorney, real quick. Real quick, like.
Literally, someone got mad about that. And I'm like, tell it to your congressperson. I don't make these rules. That's what's just on the exam.
Literally, guys.
Tell your mama. I don't know. I got nothing over that.
Yes. All right. So these are the 4 different levels of power of attorney. Power of attorney.
That's how I get out of a lot of the conversations. I just say, tell your mama.
Now, guys, I have to say this is one of those things, that role thing, right?
Yeah.
Power of attorney is why the account owner is alive. That's account, ACCT. Owner is alive.
So while I'm still living,
Power ceases at death. So if you are a power of attorney for Agnes and Agnes passes, you're
no
no
longer.
longer power of attorney. Yeah, but I'm the administrator of the estate. Different role.
now you have a different hat you got to put on.
See what I mean, guys? The role is what matters, not the human in the role.
Go change your hat and your name tag.
Yes.
Because you are no longer power of attorney. No one cares.
Yes. They just care who's handling after death.
Right.
Administrator of the estate. Okay. Full power of attorney right here. Full power of attorney. What does that sound like?
I got all.
You got it all.
All the power.
All power. All power.
I am the power of Grayskull. Shout out to all the people who watch He-Man.
Limited to power of attorney. Limited.
Mm-hmm.
Guys.
Not all the power.
Not all.
I'm
I know
limited.
that sounds really weird the way we say it, but it's not all. It's decisions only.
Or as I like to say, like some of us, that are married, that's pretty much where we're at. We're limited. I only got a little bit of the power.
I am full. He is limited.
Yeah, I know.
Nothing wrong with that.
I know my role. I know the hat I wear.
All right, guys. DPOA is durable. And SPOA is springing. Both of these are in case the account owner gets mental incompetence or mental impairment. Let's call it mental impairment. Okay.
They're mentally impaired.
Yeah. So
mentally incompetent.
So this is
at some point.
If the account owner, I believe we say mentally impaired. I think that's the way the title is, becomes mentally. So basically, like maybe they get dementia or
Maybe they were
Alzheimer's or a bad accident.
Something that limits their mental awareness.
Correct. Impairment. Okay. So you're like, so why is there a durable and why is there a springy?
Yeah. Why is that? Why can't we have them both the same, Brandy?
Because durable is effective immediately, whether they are mentally impaired or not. Okay. So if you feel like, somewhere down the road, you're going to become mentally incompetent, or I'm sorry, mentally impaired. I'm thinking of the definition of person, according to the Uniform Securities Act. If you fear or maybe dementia runs in your family or something like that,
or maybe I was diagnosed with dementia.
Right, this would survive that. So if the person who becomes mentally impaired tries to change it, or somebody tries to convince them to change the power of attorney, it can't happen.
You mean people take advantage, people?
What? Yes.
Oh my goodness. Makes me clutch my pearls.
Yes.
Can't believe that happens, Brandy.
Exactly. But springing power of attorney is actually kind of cool in the way that this only becomes effective if the person actually has signs of mental impairment. Only if account owner. And obviously, guys, this is all legal documents. This is all stuff that,
Like a
between
doctor.
doctors and family law attorneys
Right.
decide, right?
Yeah. So someone like your ex just can't come out, start saying that you're mentally impaired out of nowhere.
Right.
And all your money's gone.
Right.
There's checks and balances along the way. Like you can't just
Absolutely.
accuse somebody and assume that that's what that's all about.
And in fact, guys, power of attorney is a legal court document that has to happen through a family law attorney.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say this. I know that some people really still have durable and springing kind of like confused here.
Mm-hmm.
Is how would you simplify that? Like
Durable now, springing, I spring into action. I'm going to spring into action, or it's just already in effect. Does that make sense?
okay.
Spring into action.
So I got diagnosed with dementia. 10 years from now, I'm not the same person.
Correct.
So that would be durable.
Well, the durable power attorney would have access today.
Okay.
No matter if you're mentally impaired or not.
Got it.
Springing springs into action once a doctor says we need to.
How heavily tested is that, or how would you say they might test you on that?
It shows up on the exam.
Okay.
It shows up on the exam. Couple of them. Now, you guys are probably wondering, why do broker dealers or registered reps need to know this? Because although we are not the ones that determine this, although we are not the ones that implement this, even though we come across the paperwork when we are setting up accounts. That's why we need to know it as registered representatives. Boom.
Okay.
Yep. So, no, durable means.
So the question is durable, effective immediately, as in when the owner says, hey,
No.
mentally impaired.
As soon as the paperwork goes in. So like I'm of right sound of what's it called? Right.
I'm of sound mind.
I'm of sound mind. I said, you know what? I got a history of dementia in my family. I'm going to go ahead and appoint a power of attorney now. That is effective immediately. That person could potentially have access to my accounts now.
So they're durable.
That's the durable. Springing says, if a doctor diagnoses me with dementia, then the power of attorney goes into effect.
So these are all characteristics of a power of attorney.
Correct.
And these are different types of power of attorneys.
Yes.
So I think that helps.
Yes. They're different types depending on the legality.
So durable is like preemptive.
No, they're both preemptive.
They're both preemptive.
Yes, you can't. Okay, let me say this. If somebody is mentally impaired, a power of attorney doesn't, you can't, the person's not of sound mind. So a new power of attorney is not going to go into effect. Does that make sense? Like it's going to be really hard to have a power of attorney step in after the fact. So durable and springing is the in case something happens. Both of them are preemptive. It's just one of them goes effective today and the other one goes effective if. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Got
it. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Very well. I knew. I had a feeling.
If you are in a car accident and have become mentally impaired from it, that is SPOA.
Yeah, if the orders were in before.
Right.
And full and limited are today, yes.
Full and limited are today.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes. Guys, you guys are way overthinking
They
this.
are overthinking it.
Look, guys, watch. I'm going to circle what you guys need to know. You guys ready? I'm going to circle what you guys need to know. Durable, immediately. Springing, if. I'm not even going to answer that question right now because I'm not an attorney.
If you don't, the question was if you don't have a power of attorney. That's overthinking.
That's way overthinking. I don't know.
It's not even a question worth going over.
You know what? From a registered rep standpoint, do I have paperwork? Okay, then I can't do anything about that.
Sorry.
I know you say your mom was in a car accident, and I know you say you want to withdraw $10,000 right now, but I don't have any legal paperwork to prove that. So sorry.
It stays where it is.
Have an attorney call me.
Guys, everything
That's
has to
what I'm
have,
saying.
yeah, everything has to be legal.
Yeah. I'm sorry. My hands are tied. There's no legal documents here.
That's it.
Your name is not even on the account. I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
You could be George for all I know.
You could be George from Foot Locker. You could have met this person last week for all I know.
Yeah, you could have like stole their identity, stole their information, found out they got money, and they're calling me and be like, "Oh," and you don't even know that person. You see why I'm saying legal documentation? That's why.
So you got that paperwork. You need to go clock in at Foot Locker. Good day to you, sir.
Yes.
As Willy Wonka said, no fizzy lifting drinks for you.
You don't sound like Mary. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have some paperwork on that. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. I know these things could be really complicated and overcomplicated. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
They're very complicated, but at the same time, you can overcomplicate the heck out of it.
Yeah.
Try to keep it very simple. That's why I was kind of like getting on Brandy. Just circle or just show us exactly what we need to know and keep it to that way. Now, legally, I'm not allowed to tell you what's on the exam because you know what? I don't have any idea what's on the exam exactly that'll be worded, but I'll say this. It's not overly complicated. It's not overly complicated.
Surface level, guys.
Surface level. Don't, if you're the one person going, but what if, you need to say to yourself, stop.
Guys, the test does not test what ifs.
No.
It tells you, look, this is what I can tell you from experience, and I'm not giving away any secrets. The test is very clear what it wants you to know. It gives you the information you need in each question to answer the question.
Some would say the answer is on the screen.
Does that make sense, guys? There's no pulling information randomly out of the air they tell you what you need to know to answer the question.
In fact, your homework tonight, as you go do your quizzes and as you study, I want you to do this one thing. Stay present in the question, in that question. Remain within the boundaries in which the question is being asked. That's it. That is all.
That's it, guys.
And if you feel like you want to say, but what if, and it's any situation while you're reading that question, remember my words, maybe put a rubber band around your wrist and give it a snap. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, stay within the parameters of your question. That is the hardest thing about all of these exams is staying within the boundaries of the question and answer only what the question is asking and identifying which answer is closest to what you think it's saying.
I had to constantly remind myself, Brandy, keep it to the words on the screen. And it worked.
Always.
Got my licenses.
That's it. All right, everybody. We got stuff going on for members tomorrow. We're going to be going over questions. If you got great questions that you found in your Q banks, if you got more questions about power of attorney that you found in the quiz questions, and you want Brandy to answer that, tomorrow's your day. So make sure to post those up on the Discord. Brandy's going to go over that and just be there.
Be there or be square.
Or never mind. Anyways, we'll be back for the Studying Brew. We'll have content and we're going to do techniques tomorrow. We're going to have 6 different questions from 6 different exams, answering them all for all the things we learned all week long. We're going to have something for everyone tomorrow night. Same bat time, same bat channel. Thank you all for being here. Stay safe out there. Wash your hands. Don't touch your face. Don't touch your friend's face. That's all I know. And keep that positive mental attitude. PMA, everybody. Have a great night.
Thank you guys so much for being on. We super appreciate you guys. Keep it to the surface level when you're taking your quizzes. We will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great one.
Good night.